Right, I got myself here. Hi, hello, cup of coffee. How are you? Woo, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna flight sim this morning a little bit, and I thought I'd invite you guys in to check this out. I've been trying a couple of landings at St Barts, St Bartholomew, whatever his name is, St Barts, and yeah, it's not been wholly successful, I have to say. Landing at this airport. It's a 20-minute flight from here. I think I've got everything set up. But since doing a couple of test runs into St Barts, you can probably tell by the shadows, it is morning. It's morning time here. I think we're in the Philippines. Now, I tried a couple of runs at this airport. It is a tricky one. It is really tricky. And the thing is, I looked on flightsim.to today, and there was some scenery for this airport. So I guess like more accurate scenery compared to the stock one. So I've put that in, and now I want to give it a go. I've not seen it. I haven't tried landing at this new one. So I've got the Kodiak 100 here. I'm going to give that a go. I use this plane because it is short takeoff and landing, and even this place we're at right now needs short takeoff. I can barely make it off the runway. But yeah, we'll do that. So cup of coffee, hanging in there, swapping to the night shift schedule. Ooh. Oh, I've just realised I say schedule. I'm sure I swap. I'm sure sometimes I say schedule. Anyway, but yeah, schedule. Right. So, I don't know if I'd be able to show you this, but this runway, I want to go take off from that corner there, and it goes to there. That's that's all I have. So there's no Airbuses coming in here. I'm not even sure that plane over there could make it, but I guess so. But lots of solar panels over there. That's enough to light up, provide lighting and heating for probably the surrounding houses. Maybe not the ones up here, but certainly these. Wow, that's a nice array of solar. Cool. Yeah, so I'm probably going to fail at this at least a couple of times. But yeah, I think where we're going to land, St Barts, I think that's it. So it's a nice little trip, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure I'm going to completely screw it up, but we'll see. Now, Commander Razor Firefly. Hey, matey. How are you? Welcome back. I know you were with us yesterday, right? So yeah, welcome back. So I'm going to run this little app because I've got an app that I got from flightsim.to. Hey, Trent Dabs. It's an easy landing. Yeah, thanks. No pressure. I don't know why you wanted to say that, because now you're just going to make me look silly when I screw it up. It's not an easy landing. That's why it's a thing. Yeah, so anyway, I've got this app from flightsim.to, which is really handy, called MD, M for mother and D for dog, MD Adjust Aircraft. And what you can do is, apart from teleporting to any latitude and longitude, including heading and altitude, you can maneuver the plane, which is really kind of cool. And I've just seemed to have lost. Let me just come out of the app, because I got into this menu and I don't know how to get back to where I was. That's not good. I'm just going to rerun the app again. So what it does is you have, let me see if I can just put the interface up on the screen a moment. So you basically got this interface here, I know it's a bit laggy, but that's just the way it is. And you can actually move the plane. So using Shift or Control, you can click these buttons and it moves the plane. Now I know with this plane at some point I'm going to have a pushback to turn the plane round. But why not use this? So it's a bit cheaty, but I like it. It's cool. So if you do that, you see how it works? Just click it and it moves your plane. You can move it to the side. But if you hold down the Shift key and click this, it moves it round. I don't know if you can see that it is actually moving. You can't click and hold though. You've got to keep click, 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 click. And it is moving around. If you hold Control, then it does it faster. And you can get yourself around without having to do a pushback. So that's kind of cool. I quite like it. It's a handy little thing. Sometimes I've noticed, or very rarely, that you go to an airport and you pick a departure gate and maybe the nose of your plane is kind of stuck inside a building, you know, and you can use this little tool just to push it back and get it back to where it's supposed to be. So yeah, I like this. I think it's kind of cool. Let me see where we are with that. 20 degrees it says it's at now. Oh, 21. Okay, let's leave it there then. Yeah, so I like that tool. Let's go back to proper game capture display now. There we go. Okay, Trent. Yeah, let me just do it. See how I go. Yeah, let's just see how I go. So let's see. I will give it a go. I mean, I kind of get the idea, but we'll see. Right, so we need to fire this plane up. I think I mentioned on another stream, I was really after getting the Twin Otter plane, but it was like 30 euros or something. But I'm kind of changing my mind on that because I've seen quite a few people complaining about it. You know, the modeling looks great on it, but I've seen people complaining about various things that are not quite right on that plane. So I think I'm gonna not bother and just hold off a little while on that one. It's a nice plane, you know, in and of itself, not the model one, I suppose, but the real one. It's a good plane to fly. But yeah. Anyway, so that's that plane. I'm going to put just these lights on because I want to. Now then, where am I with this? What are you on? Okay, so are these levers in the right place? More or less. So we should have a slow moving prop, and we do. Excellent. Okay, so I think we are all right. Knock that down. I believe that's the correct way to put the valve in. It does have a nice interior, and it's got different interiors. Whether you want to go skydiving or tundra, you can fill it up with cargo or even put people in. I can even have somebody right there. I can fill the seats up with people if I wanted to. But that's just going to add extra weight to the plane. Hey, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. This is going to be a wild trip. There's the GPS. This is the G1000 NXI. And yeah, that's the route we've got to follow. Easier said than done. I'm pretty useless at this. I don't know why. I'm more capable flying the Airbus A320 than I am this thing. Anyway, so let's get the prop speed up. Can we try that again? There we go. And finally, just I'm going to move the conditioning to low idle. And that should spin the prop up. There we go. Lovely. I love the sound of that turbine spinning up. That's beautiful. All right. Yes, it is morning. Thankfully, I'm not flying in that direction. In view of the sun, that wouldn't be nice. Alright mate, listen, if I was you, I would definitely move out of the way. And before I take off, there is something I want to quickly check on this pushback toolbar. Yeah. I haven't been getting the interactive audio lately, and I don't know why. Okay, so let's take the brakes off. I haven't flown too many flights with this plane, so I can't pretend to be completely familiar with it. It does thankfully have a good turning circle, which at this airport I'm very thankful for. Is it an airport? Yeah, I suppose so. It's quite bumpy at the end here, so you have to watch it. And you don't want to go over the edge, but you see it's quite bumpy. The wheels, I actually got my wheels stuck the other day. I had to use a lot of engine power to get myself out. This little bump in the ground. But it turns very nicely. Okay, now I don't have a lot of runway here. That's it. What you see is what we're gonna get. So, in order to ensure a better takeoff, I want my flaps in the second position, at least. This mouse pointer thing is not cool. It's like the more of an angle that you're at, the less accuracy you get with the keys. That's perfect. Why can't it do that all the time? Where's the range? There. See, I'm point blank on the range button and it's not showing up. I have to move to the left. There you go. There. That's the range right there. And yet the button is there. So it loses accuracy depending on the angle. I don't know why that is. It's slightly annoying. Okay, so we have the flaps down and let's apply some power. Apply the brakes. Oh, it's taking me that way. I'm going to need all of this runway. I'm trying to compensate for the yaw. Man. And I don't want to gain too much height either, because every time I do that I end up being way too high by the time I get to my destination, and then I'm just reducing the flaps by one there, and then I'm too high, and then I just can't land the damn thing. Now I can use the autopilot, but again I use the autopilot, level the plane off, maintain the GPS heading, and then I didn't spot the runway in time, and so I wasn't able to react quick enough. It's a tricky landing, this, but I guess with practice it can be made easy. So there it is on the left hand side of the windscreen there. You see the place we're heading towards. So it wasn't that place that I pointed out earlier. So what we can do is quickly get the autopilot on. So we'll just switch nav, autopilot, and altitude hold. That's it. And we'll just hold it at this altitude. I know we're running low altitude, and then I'm just going to throttle it back a little. I'm going to keep the prop to max. And I've now got the rest of the flaps in, so should have done that a little bit earlier. But yeah, that's where we took off. As I said, I think we are in the Philippines, I believe it is that. And I don't know what the I mean, the last time I took off from here, we also had very low cloud. I was running into a lot of cloud and I couldn't see very much. Right. Why? Oh, okay. That's not the button I meant to press. Yeah, we're good. Then yeah, this altitude's good. What the hell? 1,680 feet above sea level. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So, distance end 22 nautical miles remaining. Like I said, it's around a 20-minute hop. It's nothing. It's nothing big. It's a nice little run. But what I should have done, and I probably still can, is I have Sky Dolly, which is the recorder, and I can make it record this flight. And the cool thing about this recorder, it's free, but the cool thing about it is that you can, like if I make a good run towards this island, but I completely mess up the landing, I can play back the recording to the point where I'm just near the island and then just continue play, and I can in the game I can actually carry on flying from that point, so I can basically just keep, so I'm recording right now, so I can just keep redoing and retrying that landing time after time after time. Not a Cindy Lauper thing. Anyway, so let's have a look at the old frames. So this is the frames. Normally I'm hitting around 60 here, I think. At least I was. But anyway, I do have OBS streaming it, and I do have Sky Dolly recording it. I don't know whether that takes any frames, but frames are normally higher here. I remember, maybe it was outside the plane, I don't know. Yeah, there we go, it's going up. But I can hit around 70, I think 72 I got the other day. Yeah, it's nice and smooth. Even at 30 frames per second, this thing is smooth. So I'm quite happy with it. See, now I've got that song in my head, time after time. Always happens. Always happens. Time after time. Always happens. If you're lost... no, okay, don't sing it. Right, so... where are we now? We are 18 nautical miles away. Speed 92 knots. I could speed that up a little, to be honest. Well, let's just apply a little bit more thrusticles. Maybe we can get to around 100 or something like that. This lever doesn't really do anything. Emergency power. Not really, it doesn't. It's not active at the moment, at least not in this version. Trim the power back a little. See, we're not far away already. What's the range on this? 2.5 nautical miles to there. So there's 2.5 nautical miles between me and that circle. That doesn't leave me a lot of headroom. Now it's 4 nautical miles. Okay, let's keep going out a little. I think we have to make a little dogleg turn, although I can't see it from here. It's a little annoying, these twirly buttons, because they'll twirl a couple of times and then suddenly it'll go to zoom in and out. Maybe the answer to that is to set the zoom in and out to shift and mouse wheel. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. I just know I'm going to get this wrong. But I am recording, so I should be able to have another go. Yeah, giving it all she's got. Well, so we're resting around nearly 100 knots there, which I'm happy with that. But I'm going to want to take over from the autopilot at some point. I only autopilot this part because it's in a straight line, and the plane can do a much better job of flying in a straight line than me. I'll be veering off to the left and then correcting back to the right and then over-correcting, so I've got to come back to the left, and so on and so on. If Montgomery Scott was flying it. So we are 13 nautical miles, or 13.8 nautical miles from our destination, and there's 4 nautical miles up towards that semicircle. Almost a semicircle. Semicircle wannabe. Now you only catch sight of this runway at the last moment. And there is another way you can come in on runway 28. You can come in from the sea side, but I'm coming in over the land side because it's trickier, and I like the torture because I'm silly that way. Now, I fancy taking off autopilot already because we are really close. I'll wait until we get maybe over this bit of discolored water here. But yeah, we are running wheel weather, real time, everything as it is in the world. So strap up. It's very good detail in this plane, isn't it? It's very well made. This is the last plane that I purchased, and I'm really happy with it. I like that it's a turboprop. It can land on short runways. As long as it's not me piloting the plane, because I know I'm going to screw this up. I mean, I'm under no illusions here. It is a driveway. Yeah, it pretty much is. I think I don't know whether as soon as the island appears at the top of this screen is whether that's too late. Are we still moving? Yeah, we are. The island is, it's like, I don't know, it's like we're approaching some island with a Bond villain on it or something. Yeah, these planes, I think similar to the Twin Otters, are probably very good in Canadian and Alaskan places like that. And I seem to be a woman, so I'm a lot prettier than I normally am, which is fine. Okay, so we're getting into the island territory now. On bed. Very nice. I hope it's comfortable there. Now then. Oh my god, you know what I could just eat? A bacon and avocado sandwich. Toasted. Oh. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Anyway. Random thought of the day. Cold bacon, it has to be, of course. Let the bacon cool. Avocado, which is gorgeous anyway. Bit of tomato, bit of lettuce. Toasted. Oh, God. Yes, sir. I thought we had a little dog leg at the end of this, but it was just a turn at the end. We are approaching quite quickly, so where are we now? 7 nautical miles. Okay, I'm going to start taking off the autopilot. See, I can't, it wouldn't come off. Look, I can't. There now. Okay. I am now in control of this vessel. So I'm going to reduce the throttle just a little. And then it's basically relying on flaps to get the thing slowed down. I don't know whether this GPS line is taking me right to the runway. If it is, that's not going to be good. That's not what the flight plan said. Yeah, smoked bacon's bad for you though, isn't it? I mean, it tastes good, but in terms of toxins and bad stuff, I think smoked bacon is probably the worst, but oh my God, it's nice. But yeah, that kind of thing. If I buy bacon, I am always buying it unsmoked. What the hell is that? What's this? Is this like a yacht or something? I don't know, something's... I don't recognize what that is. I also find these displays... Let me just pause, because I had this issue last time where these displays were very dim. And I don't know if it's the brightness of where I am, but I don't think there are any... I've got instrument panel. It won't work when it's paused. Okay, that may be a tad better. Yeah, a little better. Yeah, I did find the instrument panels were a little bit dark. So I'm doing everything that I don't want to do, which is speed up and gain altitude. Oh, I'm actually losing a bit now. So this, with the stock scenery, there's a ship parked right next to the water, so you can kind of get a reference point as to where to be. But with this add-on scenery that I have for this, I don't know what it's going to do. It doesn't make sense how turning the button back gives you closer range. Oh, anyway, right. So yeah, I'm going to fly off a little bit to the left because I think I'm going to have to line up with the runway better by doing it this way. And I'm getting way too low. Increase altitude now and a bit higher. See, this is a problem when the mouse doesn't line up with the button correctly. You've got to move and look away from from the windscreen. You know, you're supposed to be looking out where you're going, and I'm now concentrated here. And you spend so much time flopping around with the buttons that the next thing you know, you are way off. So I'm now flaps 1. All right, I think that's the ship. What we see on the nose there. So I'm going to start ignoring my altitude, my altimeter. I'm just going to do it by vision. I'm going to keep the props fully thingied. Now I do have the reverser lever, which I use for the Airbus, which I'm assuming is going to work here. I don't know. I don't have a separate axis for it. I have no idea if this is going to even work. flaps 2 now. Right, that's the road that I need to be heading towards. Right there. There's the runway. Okay, maximum flaps now. Really want to get this thing slowed up. Slowed up?
500.
Slowed down. Then you have to make a dive. I've seen real pilots do this, but they come in more from the side than I'm doing right now. And they just make a dive here. They literally dive down, and it's wonderful to behold. Am I going too slow here? Let me put that bridge there. Oh wow. Ugh. Oh wow. I don't think the reversers are working. Oh, that wasn't too bad though. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's see if we can do a replay of this. We go outside. I think there's a way to position the drone so it's not following. So if I go, if I move the drone, hopefully I can do it. Yep. If I move the drone to say there, I don't know if this is going to work at all, and then set it to not follow. That one. Now, if I stop the recording and just do playback, I'm hoping my camera is going to stay. Yeah, there it is. Here I am, coming in. That, what? No, I didn't do that. Oh, you see the recording hasn't worked very well. Go back a bit more. That's a bit iffy then, isn't it? I wonder why it didn't land correctly. I don't know where it thinks it's going. Alright, Sky Dolly, you have failed. You have failed me. Miserably. So what we can do then is try and bring up the interface here. Oh great. That was me trying to click to try and bring the interface up. And not only does it do that, but it goes to the fuel. Awesome. Right, so let's go to drone follow. Set the position. And let's go back to beginning. Alright, so this is a replay. I didn't record it from the takeoff. See, I've tried twice now to rotate the plane. And it won't, so... Alright, so... Let's see if we can move this forward. Scrub along the timeline to... I mean, it seems to be recording everything okay. What is that thing anyway? Is it a boat? Yeah. Now I have no clue whether it's going to make this landing. No idea. But the flaps and stuff should all be coming out. I've already got flaps down to one setting. Throttle down there. Flaps are down. That must be flaps 2 there, I think. Maybe, I think maybe at that point I was flaps 3. I don't know. Right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm all over that place here. Definitely flaps 3 now. Okay. All right. Seems to be heading in the correct direction now. There's a roundabout there for cars. There it is. And then I just dip down. Didn't even see that guy. There we go. That's what we did. And then just full on brakes. And it stops quickly, which is great. So hey, it recorded that bit perfectly, but it just didn't manage to do it when I was when I had the drone on the ground, which is a shame. I wonder if it likes to do reverse. Can you go into reverse? We've also got replay speed. We can go down to 10% in stages, 25%, 50%, 70%. Or we can speed up 16 times, 8 times. If I hit rewind, I have no idea if it's doing it. Let's speed up 8. Is it going backwards? Ah, no, I have to keep my finger on the button. Crash here. The Sky Dolly is not, it's free, but it's not perfect. But I do have the other replay program, which is called Flight Control Replay. Okay. Alright guys, so that's that. St Barts. That was a tricky one. The other thing I want to test is in the stock Gatwick Airport, the jetways don't seem to want to work, and like I said, I've not had the voice interaction with the pushback tool, so I want to just see if I can do that, get both of those things going. And of course for that I'm going to need the A320 Airbus. Now, I do have a flight plan, sim brief. I'm not going to be taking the flight because I believe it's Gatwick to Rome. And that's a 2-hour flight. Hey, Connell. Greetings. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm glad you like it. That's awesome, man. So we've got some nice liveries here. I believe all of these are either 4 or 8K. I don't know if I've got any Italian airliners though, but let's do an EasyJet. I don't think EasyJet fly to Italy, but I'm not really bothered. Air Italia, are they still around? I know not. I know not. We've got an Irish one there, Aer Lingus. Right, so yeah, we'll do that, and the departure airport will be Gatwick Airport, which normally on my history. EJ, don't EG, don't you put the wrong one in. KK, yeah. Okay, so EGKK, and I tend to take off from parking 152 or something along those lines. There's no buildings here. It's really strange. Is this... Oh. See, it's difficult to tell where the jets are supposed to be. What is this one? See, it doesn't... It just tells you parking. It doesn't tell you medium, heavy, medium. Okay. I just want to make sure there's a jetway there. Normally, I do 150... I think there's a 152 or something. Or, yeah, oh, is it 552? Yeah, maybe. That's it. I don't need the arrival airport. That's it. Ibex, the goat. Hey, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I think I am. Thank you very much. I hope you are too. I don't know whether we'll do the flight to Rome. That seems to be a bit heavy now, but I tried. Like I've flown the Airbus a few times, and I don't know what it was. I think maybe my throttle calibration was out because something went wrong the last time I tried this flight, and it wasn't right ever since I was ever since I took off and was going up to the cruising altitude. Something wasn't right. There was things wrong in the plane. There was things just I can't remember specifically what it was, but there was just all sorts of little niggly issues that needed sorting to get the plane right. The autopilot, I remember, wasn't kicking in properly because it was consistently asking for toga, which is the full throttle, when it should have been asking for climb thrust. So that was wrong. So I don't know whether I'd programmed something in on the computer wrong or what, but it was literally all over the place. And the MCDU now I can control via my tablet. So let me see if I've got any battery power left on this. Should have. I control it by my tablet, and that way I can get things programmed in faster. Because now we have an MCDU server that comes with the Airbus, and what that does, you can even, when I do that little printout of the weather in the plane on that little printer that's on the plane, you can even redirect that printout to your printer now if you wanted to. There it is, connected. So basically what this does is it allows me to control the MCDU computer on my little tablet here, or on your phone, or anywhere, because all it needs is a browser. But it puts it full screen, and I've got proper touch control. So it might make the input of everything faster, because it means I don't have to sit there and use a mouse. And the lag between you doing it and it updating on the sim is basically, stop overusing that word, Rusty. It's pretty much negligible. It's hardly anything. I don't think you even notice it. Maybe a couple of tenths of a second or something like that. It's nothing. We may have to sit here for a while, guys, because the A320, which I have just updated, the development version this morning. I get updates every day, almost every day, and the latest one has been fed in before we ran this sim. But yeah, I was trying to do a trip from Gatwick in London or just outside of London, to Rome, and everything just went wrong. The autopilot was not happy, and when I finally got it working, so the autopilot was controlling the speed and the altitude and the heading. As soon as I got that going, there was other things that were just going wrong, and it was driving me crackers. I ain't gonna lie, and I just said screw it, and I had no choice but to abandon the flight. It was that bad. I couldn't correct everything. There was maybe 4 or 5 niggly little issues I was trying to work on, and I couldn't do it. Anyway, I've got the MCDU up on my tablet now. I wonder how you make the browser go full screen on a tablet. There's not an option in the settings there. Yeah, I'm in Google Chrome on my tablet, and I have it in portrait mode. I don't have the ability to show you it, but you know what an MCDU looks like. It looks exactly like the one you see on the plane. Yeah, MCDU, in case you don't know, stands for My Computer, Damn You. So, yeah. Learn with Rusty. I don't know, it's something display unit, but I can't remember. Multifunction control and display unit. Yeah. Pretty good description of it, actually. A very important device on the plane. I know some people think otherwise. They think the most important thing on the plane is the coffee cup, but I can assure you, maybe a cup of coffee would think that. I don't know. My God, Airbus A320s with cup holders. What is coming next? I might be getting some the cup holder. The center console in my car. You can have the option of a double cup holder with a coin holder thing, or storage. Mine is storage, and I'm happy with it because I've never needed a cup holder in a car. Never. I don't have cups in my car, and I don't go to shops and buy those like paper cups of coffee, or I don't do that. It's not a thing that I do in my life. So I never have something to put in there. The only thing I would have, drinks-wise, in a car would be a water bottle. And that's got a screw-on cap. But it's nice to put it in that thing. So I know a friend of mine who's got a second-hand one in the colour of my interior. So I'm just arranging with him. He's going to make sure that it's an original BMW part before he wants to send it to me, because he doesn't want to send me third-party stuff, which is fair enough. I prefer the original. But I don't have any use for cup holders at all. I've never needed one, and I don't know what the big hoo-ha is about them. You know, people go, oh, you know, they go and buy an SUV. Has it got cup holders? If you got kids, you know, and you want cup holders in the back or whatever, yeah, I mean, completely understandable. But we have hands. We can hold cups. I don't know. And it stops spillage, so that's a good thing. But I'm just saying from my own point of view, never needed a cup holder. And I remember driving 1,500 miles over 2 days. I had a water bottle. I just took a sip from it and then put the top on. You know, you take a sip, put the bottle between your legs, screw the top on, and then put the bottle aside. This tablet's going to keep dinging, telling me, oh, shut up. It's having to update. Let me turn the volume off. It's just updating all the stuff that needed updating since I last turned it on. Come on, plane. My battery's going to run out on my tablet. Coffee maker on the aircraft I work on costs 10,000. Oh my God. Let's hide this idiot. Right, there we go. 10 grand for a coffee maker, yeah. I like coffee. I don't mind coffee, but I don't drink it. I'm a tea drinker. I never have coffee in the house, but it's not that I don't like it. I do like the occasional coffee, but it's weird, isn't it? You can like something and never have it. Food-wise, I mean. Oh my God, the A320 does take a long time to load in. Why? And I wonder what the frame rate's going to be like with this ultra version of Gatwick Airport and the A320. As long as it can stay above 30, I'm happy. I think in the experimental version of the fly-by-wire A320, I don't know if it's made its way over to the development version, but I did hear talk that they had improved frame rates with the plane. which is good. But they've done it properly, not like FDev. Yeah, because the plane has a lot of complicated systems and they're all getting modeled, and that can impact your frame rates. So I don't know how long we're going to have to wait on this screen. Earl Grey, it's not my, no pun intended, but it's not my cup of tea. Earl Grey. I tried it. I've tried it a couple of times. It's not my thing. Irish breakfast tea I haven't tried. I don't do the English tea stuff anymore. I haven't done that for years. You know, the PG tips and the milk. I don't do that. That's not my... The tea I have doesn't need milk and it doesn't use milk. I drink Clipper. It's made by Clipper. And it's white organic tea. Or organic white tea. Yeah. It's, if you just Google Clipper organic white tea, you'll see it. That tea, if you have it warm, if you wait for it to go lukewarm, it's not, no, it's nowhere near as, but if you have it hot, not straight out the kettle hot, that's just burning lips hot. I'm talking about leaving it 5 minutes and having it hot. It's the most refreshing and lovely taste. But I don't know what it is. When it's warm, it's just... nah. If I find that my tea's getting warm, I'm letting it get warm, I have to quickly finish it. Because otherwise I'll just end up leaving it. But as a hot tea, Clipper White is really nice. No milk. I only add half a sugar. That's all I have in my tea, and I'm good. And I've lost 3% battery on this tablet. Have I got my USB cable here? No, I think I took it back in the thing. What is the USB connector on this? I think it's that little thin one. Yeah, it is. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to grab my USB cable and plug it into my keyboard while I'm waiting for this to load. Give me 30 seconds. Alrighty. So I have a USB connector on my keyboard, on the back of the keyboard, so we'll stick it in there and the keyboard can host... Oh, wait a minute, I've got one on my hub, especially for charging. On my USB hub. Yeah, talking of teas, I used to drink, you know, proper teas, English teas. And by English teas, I mean the stuff you buy in the supermarket. I used to drink that all the time. And I would buy that one, is it Brook Bond? Comes in the same colour box as After Eight Mints. That dark grey. Right. Okay, so we're now charging up. Okay, swipe up. There we go. Right, we're good. Just ready and... Uh-oh. Stupid thing. Oh, well, this is wonderful. There we go. Oh, I closed it. There we go. I think I have it. Do we have it? Do we have it? Come on. Come on, Google. No, why are you going to google.com? Oh, I had the page. a part of my finger touched the screen when it wasn't supposed to. And then it all went nuts. Thankfully, Google remembers recent addresses. Thank you. We're back. Angry! Just on a quick lunch break. Good, you can spend your lunch break watching my loading screen. The A320 takes forever to load. This is something like if you know you're going to fly the A320 on a live stream, you want to get it all loaded up before you start. It can take a while. Yeah. Tuvalu, look at that at the bottom. That's almost as much as the population of Tuvalu. Tuvalu, for those who don't know, I think there's about 2,000 residents there or something like that. Or I can't remember. But I think they all got money. Every person on the island received a check. Maybe the 2,000 is where I'm getting that from. $2,000 each. In order for the island of Tuvalu to give up their domain name, which was .tv. It was their domain name. Like .gi is Gibraltar. I don't know why we've got .co.uk. Why can't we should just have .uk? I just don't know. Anyway, maybe .co.uk is companies, but .uk would have been better. But Tuvalu had .tv, and obviously television companies wanted to buy it, so they bought it off the island and paid every single person living on the island a check of a couple of $1,000 in order to use it. Wow, frame rates. Let's see if it all settles in. Am I anywhere near a jetway? Jeez. I'm trying to ready to fly here. See, this is where I need the app now to move the plane back. What's this up here? Okay. Are we near it? Oh. I think this is just the scenery still loading in. There's the sky bridge. Now this is a lot more detailed, but clearly I'm not in the right parking space. So now I can't test the jetway. Ha, ha, ha. Very funny. How come he's got one then? Did I just happen to pick the worst parking space ever? Do we have stairs? No. Brilliant. And we have the what's it called? The pushback truck. Sitting in between a building. Oh boy, oh boy. This ain't cool. This scenery stuttering should settle. What are we looking at here? Yikes! Yikes! Frames per second. With stock Gatwick, I'm hitting 30 plus. Wow. This is... I like this airport. I like this as an add-on airport. But it is not friendly. It's not friendly. It's not frame rate friendly at all. Alright, so there's the coffee. We'll get this running. Import from SimBrief. So we should be seeing Gatwick to Rome. Actually, that is what's the F? Is it Florence or Florencia or something like that? Yeah. But yeah, the I is Italy, R is Rome, and F is, yeah, F is F. Right, there's my flight plan for information that I may need. My fuel, which I'm going to have to adjust, because I don't think we have enough in there. Definitely don't have enough in there to make it to Rome. So if I hit passengers, what happens? Anything? Any trucks with stairs coming? No, I don't know what's going on. Okay, no problem. Call external power, should bring the truck over. Yep, there it is. Oh, these frame rates with this Gatwick Airport. I'm going to have to remove it and go back to a default. Anyway, right, let's quickly get this over and done with. So, first thing, batteries on, electric external power, ADIRs on. You see how look where the cursor is for the rotate, and yet there it doesn't work. It's just so bad. Why is it not making the proper adjustments for angle? I don't understand. Crew supply of oxygen. We're not ready to start the plane yet, so we don't need to do that. Put that on. I tell you what, this does have is it's got some very nice. It's got some very nice 5.1 surround sound to it. So, where's my nav light? So, if you like lock the cabin door and stuff, I can't live with these frame rates. If I lock the cabin door here, that sound was on my rear speakers only. Really cool. Alright, so let's get these PFDs and NDs turned up. Primary flight display, navigation display up. And then I want to also do the twin eCams, so the top one and the bottom one. The alignment, I've got it set to fast, so we don't have to wait like the 10 minutes. I'll do the integral lights and floodlights. Yeah, I just do that by default, even on daytime. All right, so I think the transition altitude here is 6,000, so I'm going to set that. Heading, I don't know yet. QNH, I don't know yet. I want to put constraints on. Flight director is on. All right. So, before we do anything, let's go to the MCDU. So, let me get my tablet and see if I can do this. So the display's gone blank. Thank you very much. Come on, you silly ass. Right, here we go. Okay, so ATSU and AOC and init press and bring in the flight plan, por favore. No? There it is. Okay, so we're good there. So diffrip. So diffrip is data, which we're not going to bother with. Then init, and we want to do an init request here. That brings the flight plan onto the proper flight plan in the plane. Flight number is going to be R2627. Cost index 15 correct. Cruising altitude 37,000 feet, which is minus 52 degrees. Lovely and warm. Oh, that's another thing that was the problem with the last flight, was that the plane has, the MCDU here has phases it goes through during the flight. So you've got your climb, you've got your cruise, you've got your descent, and you've got your approach. And during the cruise phase, it was stuck in the descent phase, and I couldn't make it go back. I even recycled the MCDU and put the flight plan in from scratch again, which kind of fixed that, but then there was still another problem. I just completely gave up on it. It was just a nightmare. I'm not going to go through the fuel here, the fuel stuff, because I want to go back to MCDU menu, ATSU, AOC, go to weights and balances, send the details to me, and we have 165 passengers. Oh, great. Let's get them all on board then. And while we're doing that, I'm going to make this go a lot faster with this. So I think we can do this in settings, sim options. Nope. Realism. Nope. Oh yeah, it is realism. Let's go to instant. So let's get everybody on board instantly. And there the plane drops because 165 people have now just boarded. Okay, so everybody's on, all the rows are filled. Now we've got our zero fuel weight, 59,660. Payload is 17,160. Lovely. Right, so back to init, second page. Let's load that in. Come on. And fuel planning. Now that block fuel, I don't think that's going to be correct because it's not going to leave us any extra time, which we can see at the bottom right. Come on. It's not correct. So the correct block fuel is not that. Let's see what it says on the flight plan. Oy, 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 oy. Okay, so how did I manage to make it go up and down last time? There we go. So this is the fuel. So the block fuel 7852. What? Is that all we need to get to Rome? Okay. So basically what it is, it's the taxi takeoff fuel plus the taxi fuel equals that 7852. I thought it was 9.1 last time, or 9,100. Okay, well I'm going to trust you. Alright, I'm going to trust you on this one. So the block fuel should be 7852, so we have to fuel the plane here. So 7852, eh? Okay, I'm going to add, hope she doesn't mind, but I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to have 8 tons. Okay, so fuel the plane. That's done instantly. You could wait in real time, but nah. So now it should say 8,000 on there, and I'm going to put it in here as, I'll click it in real time, 8.0. Click, and that leaves us 1.7 tons of fuel, which will last us an extra 54 minutes. So we've got 54 minutes to find an alternative landing. That's fair enough. Okay, back to the tablet then. So we've done DI, so F, diff rip, so this is the flight plan. So Bognor is the second waypoint. That is literally Bognor Regis in the south of England. So let's go down, make sure there's no discontinuities, which I'm sure there will be. Yeah. Okay, so to get rid of that discontinuity, because that's just going to mean there's a line break in the flight plan, which we don't want. So we're going to hit clear a number of times until the bottom display changes to the word clear, and press the soft key relating to that. Okay. So the next thing then is arrivals and departures, but I haven't looked on the Navigraph charts to find out which one to do. I'm going to see if I can remember what it was last time. So departure. oh god, I think it was 08 right, but I don't know what the active runway is. Slips. I don't know. Does it tell me on here? It does take a while to get off the ground here. I'm still learning where all the data is on these flight plans, like where the active runway is, you know, where it's printed. I'm still learning where it all is. I'm constantly having to search for these things. But this is all the fuel, and then I think after this we have a route. Okay, that's the alternative airport. So here we go. 08R, so it's 08 right and landing at 16 left. Okay. So we want to take off 08 right. Hopefully that is the runway. Aha, now, can I remember? I think it was that first one. I think it was at D. I think it was DVR2P. But I'm gonna put that in. There's no transition. I'm gonna put that in, and I'll have a look afterwards and see if it works out okay. Right, arrival then at LIRF. Come on. My tablet's sitting half on the mouse pad and half not. There we go. And we want to come in 16 left, so we want to choose an ILS approach. And I think the one I chose was it whiskey or X-ray? Let's go with X-ray. Yes, Elka, that was it. Elka 3A, I think. I'm just trying to go from memory. And I think Suvok is the via. And let's insert that. Okay, so that's a full flight plan. Does it work though? Let's find out. So how do we find out? We switch this to flight plan and maybe set the range out a little. Okay, so there's the runway. You can see 08R going out. That's nice. I like that. So let's see as we cycle through. In fact, I can zoom right in and cycle through using the pad. So I'm just going to play around with the pad. Right, so let's cycle through then. And as I cycle through, you should see is going through the flight plan. Oh, hello, we have a break. Discontinuity. Let me get rid of that. So clear and go. So now, where are we? Okay, wow, that's a sharp right. Okay, keep going. And now we're heading down across the English Channel. I just want to make sure that the approach into Rome looks good. It can do this to you. Because this is where you start. It's got all your flight. You see that go pole that we've got in the middle? It's got minus FL170 and plus FL150. So that means you've got to be under 17,000 but above 15,000. So again, 16,000 feet there would be perfect. Yeah, I would like something that's a little bit more direct, but this gives us time to descend and slow the plane down. So I'm not that fussed about it. I'm not even convinced I'm going to do the flight. That is a weird looking thing. And then we got the approach straight to the bottom right hand corner there, where it says LIRF 16L, which is the runway straight in. Okay, let's work with that. Hey freaky! You haven't even watched the rest of last night's stream. Well, sorry. Alright, so let's go back to ARC and we can bring this down to 20 and we're good. Right, so we've got the flight plan in. So we need to go now to RAD. Now here, this is the ILS frequency. I don't know, it's already put that in. Okay, I'm going to leave that. I know at the end of the flight, you want to put the ILS frequency of the airport you're going to. But I think it updates that automatically. I think it gets it automatically. So back to init then. Second screen. This might be where you do your fuel thing. Let me just see if the numbers have changed. I don't think they should have done. No, they haven't. Okay. We're good. Come on. And what about the block fuel? What do you think it is? Okay. 6.9. Yeah, well, you're wrong, because it's actually 8.0. And I want you to put that in. Calculate that. In your own good time. Thank you. Oh, now we've got 34. 34 minutes. How come that's changed? Okay. So, performance then. Gatwick flaps 1 will be enough. So we'll choose flaps 1. Flex to temp is coming to this aircraft. They've already got an app ready to calculate it all, which is going to be great. Well, now let's calculate our V1 performance speeds, VR, which is not virtual reality, and V2. Excellent. Right, next phase, I'm not going to worry about that yet. That's it. I think we're ready to go. Yeah. Good afternoon, Mark Shaw. How are you, sir? Right, we're ready. So I think what we'll do is get the beacon lights on, strobe on, APU. I'll try and remember to put the taxi light on before we taxi. We're just going to wait for the APU to become available. Good. TCAS on. Wind shear prediction on. Put the engine into ignition. Just to mix up the order a little bit. I'm just waiting for the APU now. So in the meantime, now if I say depart straight out, will it give me the runway that I want, or do I have to actually choose one here? I can never tell with that. Because if it gives me a different runway, then I don't know what. It should give me, oh wait, I'm departing east, if anything, or south maybe. Kind of southeast, but just go straight out.
Gatwick ground Rusty 2627 with golf request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
Rusty 2627.
Oh, you slapper. So now she's given me a different runway because that's the active one.
124.23 when ready.
Is it now correct to go back to the MCDU?
Runway 26 left using taxiway Kilo Papa Bravo Romeo Bravo Rusty 2627.
Nightmare you are. So is it now proper to now go into here and change the departure to 26 left? I still want to attach onto Bogner, so let's go that one. Insert that. Okay. There is no trans, so why aren't you inserting? Thank you. Oh boy. Now what's the problem? This is such a flipping nightmare. Okay, but that's not what I want. Sugar. This is not right. Why are you doing this to me? What am I missing now? Have to change something else out? Where's that line going? This one. It needs to link back to our runway. Is that? Okay, so that next point is D176M. Well, let's get rid of that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it anyway. And that. Clear the discontinuity there. Okay, at least that gives me a thing. Fair enough. I'll work with that. Right, APU is available. So let's go and put APU bleed. And now I'm sure this isn't going to work correctly. Nope. Tug speed is off. And yeah, can you just hold just a moment? Because I don't even know which way to turn you. Nightmare. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's just suddenly appeared. So there's the taxi route. Okay. You may continue. So let's get engine 2 fired up. Oh, I actually managed to do it. Actually managed to press the button. So I would, if I was in the truck, I'd have to turn the wheel to the left. There we go. Ugh. So it looks like we have a positive bunch of power. Get the second engine on. The frame rates will no doubt improve quite dramatically once we're clear. That sound is awesome. I think you're supposed to push it back onto the yellow line here, but oops. I'll just do it here. Yeah, it doesn't do that audio and it doesn't do the lifting thing. There is a thing you can do to potentially change that, but it says only to do it for the non-English versions. So I don't know why that. I don't know whether to do that or not. Right. Let's see if the if everything goes correct. Now, what I don't know is we're on. Oh, I do know. I think the angle of the runway, it's 260. I think it's 258. So I could put the heading here at 258 if I wished. I'm not going to do that though. Right, let's take off the brakes. Get the hell. Are we moving? I mean, oh my God, I can't deal with this inaccurate stuff. I have got a lot of throttle on. Please don't tell me that my Oh, I know what it is. Oh, Jesus. I didn't finish the phase at the top. Okay, Angry. Take care, matey. I didn't finish the top phase here. I should have gone back to it. I meant to, and I forgot. Have a good day, and yeah, don't get sacked. Yeah, sorry, I didn't turn the fuel pumps on. That was not clever. Hopefully now we've got some fuel flow. Oh dear. Ah, you silly ass, Rusty. If this fails after all this, I can't be bothered doing this again. It takes so long to get the plane prepared. I really can't be bothered with it. Where's Eng? There. I think I'm going to have to refire the engines up. Right, have I missed anything else out? Generator is running, so let's go again. Where's my frigging flight plan? You see what I mean about these things just fucking up? Everything's gone. Why? Why is everything gone? Why is everything gone? Where's it gone to and what caused it to go? I seriously don't have patience for this bullshit. I really don't. Oh fuck! I can't be asked to set up the flight plan again. I seriously can't be asked to do it. With all the mistakes that this plane did, and now it wants to do them all again. I'm gonna have to do them all again. Go through it all. Fuck that. Fuck the flight number, nobody cares. Alright. All I'm going to do is plot the arrival because I don't give a shit about the departure anymore. Okay, it looks like we have everything without any discontinuities. Wow, I don't know why, but it does look that way. Right, what else? Performance index. Jesus Christ. Why does this screen look so damn different? Also, why isn't it calculating extra time now? Don't give a crap. Don't care. Don't care. I may come off the development version and go back to the stable version, which I haven't used in months. But I don't like 2 failed attempts in a row, which I don't believe was down to me, because not switching the engine on because there's no fuel does not do anything to change the flight computer at all. Nothing. So I don't know what the hell all that was about. Is it going to give me clearance? Yeah, it should do. The arrows have moved.
Gatwick Tower Rusty 2627 at runway 26 left ready for departure, departing straight out. Rusty 2627, altimeter 30.50, wind 240 at 12. Straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left, Rusty 2627.
Now, I trust these arrows about as much as I can throw them. To survey the land first, because I had one set of arrows bring me round to a place that it didn't need to, and I had to do a turnaround that I didn't need to do, and it was just awkward. Oh, actually, wait a minute, I need to do the final phase now. I'm in so much of a flipping tiz about what just happened that I'm now forgetting other things to do.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Go on, beep at me. That's a bug in the plane, by the way, just so you know. Do it again and it'll work. It always, 9 times out of 10, it's going to make that bug. There we go. Normal. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, we are good to take off. Whether the flight plan works out is another matter. Also, whether I choose to... Oh, wait a minute. Crap, there's always something, isn't there? Whether I choose to fly to Italy is another matter now. Probably not. So, I'm not bothered about any of this, can't be bothered, I just want the the barometric pressure. Okay, 1033, because that's what it says there. So, broken clouds at 2,600 feet. Visibility excellent. 7 knots wind at 240. Temperature 7 degrees, 2 degrees dew point. Fine. Everything good. Oh, printout. Right. We're ready for takeoff. Let me just go. Hey, Thomas Hughes. It's the airport that's making the frame rate crap. Okay, that's happening because of bad frame rates and everything else. And we've got double runway markings, so yeah, that's why I got rid of this Gatwick in the first place. Time to get rid of it again, I think. And gear up. Should ask for climb at some point, which I think it's got climb there, but isn't that supposed to appear on the left? So flaps now up, retracted, call it what you will. I don't understand. It's still on toga, and it should be on. It says leave a climb, which is what it's expecting. Okay, let's put it down to climb. Yes, thank you, boy. Thank you. Now we're good. Now Rusty's happy. Plane.
Gatwick Tower, Rusty 2627, frequency change.
Yeah, it is rotating. It's just that I think I'm just going around really slowly. So I don't know when I'm supposed to be going to the transition altitude, not the transition altitude, the cruising altitude. But we've just gone over 6,000 now, so we can engage the autopilot. Ooh. Okay, that might be this. Sorry, I'm too distracted. Now, what I don't know is why the speed is set to 250. We above 10,000? No, we're above the transition, so let's go to standard pressure. Man, it does not like all of this crap, does it? Alright. Flight plan is what we need to be looking at. And yeah, you see, this is what I get from Gatwick to Bognor. You've got to already be at 37,000 feet. But seriously, I don't like these. Even SimBrief, I don't know if it's showing the flight plan on the computer correctly or not. I really don't know. Because there's lots of things I don't understand. Like, I can't understand why they're not there. Such as you got these marks here which tell you to stay at 370, but there's sometimes on the flight plans there's no descent information. So let's see, we need to, here, okay, so fine. Flight level 3,000, 37,000, 19,000, and then 37,000. What? How? And then 9,000, and then 37,000. None of it makes any frigging sense. And then they expect you to go here from 37,000 down to 9,000 within what? I don't know. There's 7 nautical miles between the here and here, but it doesn't tell you how many between here and here. Why? Or is it? I don't know. What's this 5? That's either way. There's not enough miles in between there and there to drop from 37,000 to 9,000 feet. So I really don't understand. Maybe it's correct and I'm just reading it wrong. I have no clue. But it doesn't make sense to me very much. But this plane normally will cruise at 290 knots and it's happy to sit at 250. Which again I don't understand. Climb, that is working correctly. My throttle, seems to be calibrated. Okay. Now it's gone to 290. Okay. Fine. Once we start getting up to a certain altitude, we should start seeing contrails. What's the other name that people like to use? Oh, that's what it... Of course, Leah, of course. Ah, yes. You're right. You're limited to 250 knots under 10,000 feet. Oh, man, I need to calm down. I'm not... I am really not with it. Yes. Correct. You are 100% correct, sir. Right. You might want to stay with me in case I mess up again. Okay. Oh, it looks like it's facing the wrong way, doesn't it? I think it still needs to update. Panic in there for a minute. So this is good as well because you get the air pressures here, look, as well on the dashboard, which is nice. I don't know if these are updated in real time or if this is just based on the METAR that I got from the METAR people. So if I go to LI, it's great because I can have my Navigraph charts here, which is really cool. So we know we're coming in on 16 left. We know that, and I chose this one. No? Oh no, ILS, sorry. Oh yeah, category 3. We can do a category 3 auto landing. Yeah, so I picked this Suvok approach because that was the one I wanted to do last time when the flight didn't work. You didn't see that one, it was a few days ago. And Suvok just kind of brings you in on an angle and then you've got this nice approach into the airport. Really cool. And considering the direction that I was coming from, that one made the most sense to do. How do you change the... oh, it's there. Sorry. Just didn't quite see it. So I'm not an expert at reading charts yet, but I know some things, like this is the ILS frequency that we're going to need, 108.1, and yeah, and the runway is 159 degrees, even though it says 160 or 16L. It's never quite that, really. Tell me if I'm going wrong, Leo. If I'm talking rubbish. I tend to do that. Yeah, I think we're going to do that one. And then you've got these category 3, category 2 and category 3. I think category 3 is the auto landing, right, where you've got both autopilots on. I don't think you need both. Capturing the glide slope and letting the plane bring itself in. Done that a couple of times. That was kind of cool. I really enjoyed the first time I did that. And the star that we chose was Elka, this one. Oh, that's the airport. Yeah. How come it's not bringing this up? Yeah, Rome, Italy, there you go. The document isn't changing. Why? ¿Por qué no cambia? It's still staying on this chart. But I don't know what's going on here. Oh well. So where are we? 24,000 and climbing. Over the English Channel. I think I used too high of a cost index for EasyJet, cheapskate buggers. Right, we want to be back. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. I suppose I could, if I wanted to, just let the plane do everything else now until we land. Or even after we land. All I've got to do is change the air pressure when we get back, when we get to our airport that we're going to. Once we start dropping. Now changing the air pressure from standard back to whatever is on the METAR here. Is that capped at 10,000 feet? Do you do that at 10,000 feet? Or do you do it at the transition altitude? Because the transition altitude in Europe sometimes is like, certainly at Gatwick it's 6,000. So would I switch to standard at 6,000, or am I waiting to 10,000 to do that? I think, is it 10,000 like globally? I think it is. I think 10,000 feet is when you change the QNH. So if once I start descending and dropping under 10,000, then we have to put in the new pressure here, which is 1029. But that may change, so I might get another weather update before I get there. See what's happening. I don't know what's going on here with the charts. Let me just do a reboot. At transition. Oh, is it a transition? Really? Okay. Well, then it could be that... Oh, is that what the transition is? That you're transitioning from one air pressure to another. Is that what that means? So how do I know what the transition altitude in Rome is? Google it. Because it's not necessarily going to be... Oh, it is 6,000. Yeah, so under 6,000 feet, we'll put in the other one, but we can have it ready. Right, let's see if my flight plan is there. Okay, put the ICAO of... Pretty sure it's LIRF. It doesn't like it, so I may have got it wrong. Maybe... No, LIRF. Okay. Gatwick. What is going wrong? Oh, do 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 do. Yeah, you can have keyboard input if you want for the MCDU. An option there, I've never used it. The sim brief. I don't understand why... in the approach chart. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, man. It just doesn't want to do it. Let me put it in caps, see if that makes a difference. Okay, I may just have to use the browser. I've got Navigraph on my phone as well. I could use that. But yeah, it's 6,000 anyway, so we're good. Oh, this all got reset, didn't it? There we go. It all got reset. I don't know what that was, but I hope it's a bug that they fix quite soon. Let's try this again now. Oh. Nada. Nicht. Operational flight plan is there. No tankering, guys. No tankering. I see you, tanker. You'll be off this plane. Is this the time? Is the block time here the time to get there? 2 hours 32 minutes. That'll be... Because what we want is the... I think it shows it on here somewhere. The ETE. Estimated time en route. Oh, this needs to go to... I can never remember where to look for that. Where's ETE? Oh, is it this? Yeah. I think this is it. This is the distance to our next waypoint. And impacts. 140 degrees and 16 nautical miles. And I think this is the ETE. Can't be. This is, no, it's not. This is the estimated time to get to the next waypoint. So we'll be there in 1 minute and 48. So where's our full flight time estimation? Well, it tells us the time that we're going to be arriving. 14:45, and we are 13:08. So in other words, you do the maths. I don't know if you guys want to stay here for an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know if I do, to be honest, but hey, at some point I do definitely want to do the Heathrow to New York JFK run. I know that's a long flight. This plane can do it. I just need to fill it up with fuel and yeah, maybe just stick about 100 passengers on and just do a UK to USA flight, which is going to be mostly sea. Screenshot that because I need a thumbnail. Oh, that's a cool one. There you go. There's my thumbnail. That's brilliant. It's almost like the air is vortexing out of the engine, you can see the air spinning around in that direction, unless that's just me. Ha! Well, as we're over France here, it looks cloudy. What did they say it was like in Rome anyway? Trying to, let me see if I can decode this. I'm still learning, but obviously this is date and time, so I'm going to skip that one. So 5 knots of breeze or wind. Now this 250, Leo, if you're there, the 250 here for the wind, is that the degrees, the angle that the wind is coming from? It's not altitude, is it? That would be silly. I think it's from 250 degrees, it's 5 knots of wind. Then here we have visibility, right? 190 V310. Again, is that degrees? Is that between 190 and between 310? Visibility. Oh, this is altitude, right? 19,000 to 3,000. Sorry, 31,000 down to. Oh, I'm still learning. Kavok is something okay. Something. Oh, cloud. Something visibility okay. I don't know. Temperature 12 degrees in Rome with 1 degree dew point. That's your QNH. And no significant something or other. Let me look up Kavok. I've forgotten. I'm trying to learn them. I keep trying to go through them on the website, but I do forget some of them. Clouds. Clouds and visibility. See, I knew it was cloud something. Yes, clouds and visibility, okay. 190 V310. Looking it up. So V I think is variability. So it's 190 variable 310. Really trying here. I will get it. So temperature dew point. Okay, let's go that one. And below that you've got the cloud description. And then number 6 is present weather. By the way, on temperatures, if you see M12 instead of 12, then it's minus. I can tell you that. V310. It could be to do with the winds, that the winds are variable between 190 degrees and 310 degrees. That could be what it means, that the winds can blow from anywhere between 190 and 310. It's variable between those two. I believe that's what it is. So I'm sticking with that one. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Just because it makes the most sense to me. And no sig is no significant change. Okay, fine. Now, all this stuff I'm going to ignore because we have somewhere here decel, top of descent phase, right? Isn't it? Is decel the same as your top of descent? Because oh, it can't be. It can't be. Look at these distances. It just can't be. I don't understand, man. So on here, handily enough, we have a top of descent calculator. So if we know that we want to reach a specific point at a specific altitude, it won't let me move. Okay. So let's say I want to come down to wrong way. Right, so by Suvok, I want to be at 4,000 feet. Let's see if this works. So, I'm not going to put current altitude in, because I know I'm going to be at 37,000 feet. My target altitude is going to be 4,000. So, what it's telling me here, angle of -3, which I think is consistent with the autopilot. So, it basically says, when you are around 104 nautical miles away from Suvok, begin your descent. That makes it nice and simple, so that by the time you reach Suvok, you'll be at 4,000, and then the rest you can just capture the glide slope on after that and bring her in if you want to. How am I doing, Leo? Out of 10. You take a mark off. You take 1 point off for every time I utter complete bullshit. But this is how I would do it, because I know I'm going to be at 37,000. And I want to hit Suvok at, which sounds like a relation of Spock, but anyway, I want to be at 4,000 feet by the time I hit Suvok. So on here I can range this out to around 100 miles, and then so that when Suvok is 100 miles away, just outside of 100 miles away, I can then begin the descent via autopilot down to 4,000. That will be the way I would do this. Nice cloud cover. All these gadgets in here, you'd think they'd give you a radio. Who said that? Who am I quoting? With all these gadgets in here, you'd think they'd give you a radio. 100 points for anyone who can tell me who I just quoted. Right. So I think everything up here is in order. What is the temperatures in the cabin anyway? So 24 in the cockpit, 24 in the forward cabin, and 24 in the aft cabin. Yeah, that's nice. I could bring the cockpit down to 22 or something. Oops, turn that down just a little. And over a little bit of time, that cockpit temperature should drop. I have 22 in my car with the climate control, and it's extremely comfortable temperature. So that's what I'm going to put in here. Leslie Nielsen from Airplane. No, not Leslie Nielsen, but thanks for having a go. I'll give you a clue. It was quoted by some, well, it was a line in a movie, which might actually throw you off a little bit, because that movie became a TV series. So it's the guy who said it is someone you should never hassle. I gave that one away. There's my cockpit temperature coming down a little. Now, again, you have TAT, SAT and ISA. Yeah, that's another thing. So this is all to do with air temperatures. There's one that is the temperature as it feels on the plane, which on the plane's skin, which I think might be, I don't know, it might be the SAT one. Let me have a look and refresh my memory. TAT or RAT? So it's TAT. So this is the temperature on the aeroplane's skin. And then you have SAT, which I guess is the actual outside temperature, the static air temperature. So this is total air temperature on the plane's outside skin. This is static air temperature, the temperature of undisturbed air. So of course when air hits the plane, because it's now disturbed, it's heating up a little bit, because disturbed air will heat up, and that's what that is. That's what those two are. ISA is, I'm trying to think now. No, it's not coming to me, so let's look it up. Individual savings account. Oh, that's not right. International standard atmosphere. There you go, -4. Yes, Knight Rider. It was when he first got in pit for the first time, and he drove off, and he said, I'm going to put on some music and don't make any suggestions, I'll choose my own. No, this was when the car first spoke to him, and he said all these gadgets, you think they give you a radio, and Kit voiced for the first time and said, what would you like to hear? Then he screeched the car to a stop. There is no need for your increased something. I am scanning your prerogatives quite satisfactorily. And I've mentioned this before, but for those who don't know, wondering why we have 3 balls in the middle. 3 balls. We have 3 balls. So you can see there we have 3 balls like that. Why are they there? Well, it's to do with your seat position. You are in the correct seating position in the aircraft when the white ball behind you, on the other side, cannot be seen. So once it becomes invisible, it means that you're sitting in the correct seating position. If you go too far back, too far up, too far down, you'll start to see a little bit like a sunrise. You'll start to see the ball peering through. So if I see, so I'm not in the right place, or there I can see it now, I'm too low. I don't know where I need to be too high though. But yeah, that's what that is. Just allows for correct seating position. No idea where we are, but I know it's at times like these when you wish or hope that you don't get a crash to desktop. Let's see if we can bring up the map and see. It'd be lovely to have like a Google Maps kind of detail on this. That would be cool. But we are. That's the most I can zoom out. So I think we're leaving France now. And Italy is here. So we're going to be landing, I think, is it around here somewhere? That's where we're heading. Cool, we're not that far off really, but yeah, I'm kind of bewildered here as to why the Navigraph charts are not working. It could be just that it needs another update. Maybe tomorrow it'll work. I did have an update on this plane where this top of descent calculator was being very finicky. Sometimes it would pop up the results here, sometimes nothing. But thankfully now it's working correctly. And look at this for your landing. You can calculate. See, I've never used this, and I don't think I'm going to. Oh, there we go. So get the meta. And what is it we're calculating? Landing. Okay, so assuming full flaps, overweight, reverse thrust, yes. Now you've got to fill these in. Your approach speed, the runway, LDA. I guess that's the length of the runway, right? I don't know, and the slope on the runway. Because they've always got like a little bit of a slope. They're generally not flat, super flat. Runway heading, which will be, is it 259 or 258 or something? Runway altitude, no idea. Let's just play with some numbers here. So let's say 3,000. Runway slope, let's say it's 2% uphill. Runway LDA, let's go let's go more. 3, 4, 5, 6 meters. My approach speed will be, I don't know, 240. No! Go to 170. I don't know, just make it up. There you go. Manual landing and a medium landing. Oh, max manual landing. Obviously it helps if you put the correct numbers in, but it's a really cool tool. But this one I like. This one for me personally really helps a lot. And of course you can have failures. I don't really fancy any of those. And And now that, yeah, and now in the experimental version of this plane, I don't even think it's in the experimental version. I might be getting this wrong. I know there's a guy who's helping the fly-by-wire team. I think he's actually part of it, and they have this program, this application that you can run standalone to go with this plane, and it will calculate your flex to temp, which is a good thing. Yeah, because it's just extra detail, extra version, I suppose. Not much to do up here, guys. Maybe go make a cup of tea. I could do with one, actually. I mean, you wouldn't want to fly this whole thing manually, would you, really? I mean, we're still an hour and 10 minutes out. Making good time though, because the landing time now has come down by 2 minutes. But we're pushing. We must have a tailwind, maybe. Actually, what is the wind? We do have a tailwind. Look, that's the direction of the wind right now. 18 knots. We have a little bit of a tailwind pushing us. Oh, we're nice, a little bit early there. Why is this set to Mach and not? Normally I see speed there, but I think it switches itself over to Mach at for a certain reason. There's a certain point it does that, and I don't remember why. I think you can still switch it back to speed, no problems. All that work? Knowing fly-by-wire, the answer is yes, it all works. I haven't even... How the hell do you even get here? Yeah, so all... Which ones can I press that can bring the plane down? Look, ECAM. Pull that circuit breaker out and there goes your ECAM. I want to pull something that's not going to affect the clock. Can we pull it? Doesn't look like it. It doesn't let me pull those. Look. Reading light. There's even, you've got your toilet. Not working. And there's even a button for dumping the fuel. Which I think is like if you have to turn around. Hey Gumbo, good morning to you, sir. Yeah, obviously you can't just take off and then say, oh, we need to come back and land, because the plane's going to be too heavy with the fuel and you'll probably burst the tires, so you need to ditch your fuel. I don't think it's that one. I can't remember where I saw it now. Pretty sure it's here. Cargo smoke. Oh, discharge fire extinguishers. No, definitely don't want to do that. My temperature in here now, 23. I'm going on a little curve. Let's see if I can fire up a little nav map and tell you guys where we are. Pretty damn sure that we're not flying over France anymore. We must have hit over Germany. I think even I don't know if we touch on Switzerland or not. I'm just going to double check. Let's see where we are right now. Okay, so we are we? We are still on France. Oh god. We are still over France. Oh, Switzerland's just to our left. It's too far to see though. We won't be able to see anything from here. And it's all the way there. That looked a bit notchy, didn't it? Frame rates are normally a lot better up here. I don't know why we're getting such a drop. So let's have a look. Where's the border? Yeah, so we're almost, if this plane keeps going in this direction, we're going to be pointing towards Geneva. Yeah, by the time we've executed this turn, we're pretty much going to be pointing towards straight over Geneva, which is a little distance in front of us, directly in front of us now. But it still wants to turn a little bit, so if we are going to keep on this route, we're going to pass Geneva on the left. So Geneva would be, let's have a look. From where we are, Geneva's over here. Right there. They could be the Swiss Alps for all I know. We've covered a fair bit of distance, from what I can tell. I'll bring up the screen so you guys can see. Let's have a look. So we want there's the plane, and we've got the plane there, and we have Geneva right there, so we're basically heading towards it, and we're coming down to LIRF, which is here, right there. That's our destination. And not bad. We've got the plane up in this top corner, and it has to come all the way down, and we're going to land here. There's Switzerland, Germany obviously, that way. So this is Google, these are Google Maps. And then we've got Google Maps satellite view we can use. Luxembourg, Germany all the way up there. Yeah. To get Google Maps on a little nav map, it is an extra you have to download. It doesn't come with it, but I definitely prefer to use it over anything else. And here it is again, Google Maps, but with terrain. So it shows you. I guess these are the Alps, right? Wow. Look at that. Right here it says the Matterhorn. Ooh, we've got another plane there, look. What flight level is he at? 40,000 feet. It never works out where we can see them now. So he would be on my side 3,000 feet higher. What's this thing? I like this effect here. Yeah. What I don't know is if the traffic in little nav map there is properly corresponding with what's in Microsoft Flight Sim. I don't know. And that sound of that plane outside is pretty damn cool. Hey Luke. Today autopilot not working on all panels. So far my autopilot's okay on today's build. I'm on the development build. It seems to be working okay so far. Fingers crossed. I did have a few teething troubles at the beginning. Gumbo Port, is it just landing on runways or does this sim let you do amphibious? Yes, amphibious water landings. By sled, I think you mean the skis. Yes, you can do that. But you need specific planes. The Twin Otter, the Kodiak will do that. There's a couple of other planes I have. There's a variant of the Cessna 172s that will do that. You can have the skis on, and you can have the floats, so you can do the water landings. And there are even you can't call them airstrips, but there are even, let's call them airports, but they're not airports for the sake of wording. But there are airports that they have ICAOs, you know, like the 4-letter identifications for water-based places for the plane. So yeah, you can take off with the floats from a water place, a proper one. So yeah, I've got some add-on scenery for the Antarctica, which has got moving penguins, photographers taking photographs of the penguins, and it's a research and science pace. And I landed there, you know, but again, you need the skis for that. So Luke, autopilot not working on all panels. Okay, so I'm assuming then you've got your batteries on, external power. Once you've switched those three on, you should have power on all of your panels. Obviously the autopilot won't come on until you are in flight. But I've not had any issues with these. The only issue I had today was all my info that was on the oops, I need to get rid of that crap, don't I? Sorry guys. All my info that was on the MCDU just went. My flight plan, well, most of it. Passengers were still on board, but my flight plan went out the window, my performance index stuff went out the window. All this was just blitzed. Now that I've calmed down, I'm going to put my flight number back in. So yeah, nightmare. They're all in alignment. These three things correspond to the ADs up here. And that's what your plane needs to triangulate your GPS position, I suspect. So let's have a look. We know once we get to Suvok, we want to be 100 nautical miles away from Suvok. So let's have a look. Where would we need to be? still saying that Subok is a relation of Spock. But anyway, so we've got 10, 17. I don't need to do these calculations because I'll be able to see it on the display anyway. 17, let's say 20, let's call it 25, 30, 35, 42, 52, 56, 65, 75, 80. So once we reach El Capi, then I want to start looking at making my top of descent, because I will be further. Once I reach El Capi, I believe I'm going to be more than 104 knots away still, and that's when I'm going to nautical miles, sorry, not knots, and that's when I'm going to start looking at the display here and figuring out when to start the descent. And I might do that. This mode, I think, now. VOR there. And LS. Which I should have used. I never even bothered with that last time. Or did I? Switch that on. Yeah, when you get the glide slope and stuff. Anyway. Well, once I reach El Capi, which is the one that puts it in a straight line? None of them. I thought one of them did. I thought one of them just made the whole flight plan into a straight line. Clearly it doesn't, so ignore me. Let's zoom right out. Okay. So now we have this outer circle at 80. Thankfully I've got one more range to go. Okay, 160. So 160, and then we've got 80. So by the time we've got Subok, if you want to go max out here, we've got 80 there. So let's say here, where this dot is, probably a bit more actually, but fair enough, somewhere here. Once Subok is there, we know it's going to be around 100 nautical miles away. And once Subok is outside that ring there like that, that is the time where we'll begin the descent down to 4,000, and then if everything's correct, by the time we reach Subok we should be at the required 4,000. And I'm going to do that regardless of whatever the flight rules and airspace rules are. Yeah, the Cessnas are all from that era, Gumbo. Those like the 172s and stuff, and earlier than the 70s. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that same flight in this sim, exactly the same flight. Which Cessna did he have? Oh, we're turning. Yeah, there's the Swiss Alps. Look. Yodel. Not the yodel up there. I don't know. Right. Let's get this back to Arc and but yeah, this is what I will be doing as we get there. I just need to keep an eye on my distances here. You see, look, Elk, it's all based on that. But we've got a ways to go yet before I start thinking about that. So once we approach the Elka here, once we get near here, then I'm going to start doing what I just said and checking out my distances, because I think that's probably the right time to do it. Yeah, see if you can find out some more details, Gumbo, of the flight he took. And, you know, with this sim you can completely recreate that flight. Do it for yourself. So you can experience what he experienced. How cool would that be? Wow, check all this out. I think you can buy Swiss Alps scenery with proper topology, you know, so all the heights and everything is correct. Man, it's amazing how it suddenly just changes from green into just white. And look at the amount of snow there. That's incredible. That's insanely cool though. That's nice. It's amazing. This is my first time seeing the Swiss Alps in a sim, in this sim. Yeah, I'm pushing 24, 23, and my graphics card's only it's only working half. I'll have to switch up to DX12, see if that makes a better difference. So fuel we seem to be fine with at the moment. We've got 5.2 tons of fuel. We're still, I think that's good. Speed is good, altitude good, everything normal, nothing to worry about. Maybe even do an auto landing. Yeah, Gumbo, how awesome would that be? I mean, to know that your grandfather just flew that Cessna. You say a twin-engine Cessna, the ones in the flight sim are single-engined, but I don't know, maybe that model, if you know which one it was, maybe there's a version available somewhere. Whether you'd get it with the floats on is another matter. But there's various planes that will do that. You can fit with the floats. I've got at least minimum three planes that can do that. And then just recreate that flight. Or have me do it. If you know the departure and destination places, I don't mind doing a stream recreating the flight. I can do it in a Cessna 172, or I can do it in a Kodiak. I don't think the Piper Arrow has floats, which is a shame because I do like that plane. But yeah, anything's possible, man. You can recreate any flight you want in this sim though. You can look at a real flight that's being flown today. Like, I could have picked a real EasyJet flight. Their flight numbers are always ESY8192. I could pick an EasyJet flight. I know they fly in and out of Gatwick, and I could have looked at a real flight today and recreated that same flight. Same plane, well, maybe not exactly the same plane. They may be using Airbus 321s or something like that. Yeah, well, the Otter they do have, but it's 30 euros to buy the twin Otter, and yeah, people have got complaints about it. You know, they reckon the sound is pretty bad. The way the turbine spins up is instant. I've heard a lot of negative things. It's put me off wanting to get it, but I'm sure they're gonna correct it. It's Aerosoft, and the Aerosoft's normally pretty good. But yeah, bush runs. I mean, bush runs is a feature. Bush flights is a feature of Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. To run flying fishermen into Canada. Oh, cool. From where though? From into Canada from where though, Gumbo? Sounds great. How cool would that be to recreate that though? Like in the Kodiak, you can actually put people in the plane, and you can just pretend that they're fishermen, the passengers, and you can say, right, we're going Gumbo Airways flight number or whatever, Well, it's quite snowy here, as you would expect in the Alps. We're checking on little nav map here then. We are almost halfway over the Alps, and right now we are trying to find something where we're close to. Parc National de las Vanoise. So yeah, we're at the National Park of Vanoise. Is what we're flying over. And then it's pretty much touching, we'll be then coming out of this, touching the top of Italy, flying a little bit over the Mediterranean. I think it is anyway, is it? Tyrrhenian Sea. Well, flying over there anyway, and then squiffling our way into Rome, which is just between it's at the bottom of the first island. So let's have a look. So here you've got two islands. So at the bottom of this one here, you go straight across. That's our airport. That's where we are. And we're here right now. It's not there. As I said here, it says the International Parc National de la Vanoise. Awesome. Vanoise. Imagine walking over this. Oh. Yeah. Nice though. Right now we are doing 334 miles an hour, so it gives you kind of an idea of how quick we move over the landscape. We're doing 30 miles an hour more, or 30 miles an hour, we're going 30 miles an hour quicker. Think of this, right? We're only going 30 to 34 miles an hour faster than the top speed of a Bugatti Chiron Supersport. So how crazy is that car? Because it can, on a racetrack, it can hit 300 miles an hour. That is crazy. It's almost as quick as an Airbus. Yikes. Miles per gallon is on this thing. Let's put your little stopwatch. Time your flight if you wish. Does all of this work? I've never actually tried it. Oh yeah. Yep. Just so you can time your flight, because if it tells you on the thing it's going to take, 2 hours and 30 minutes, or you're going to reach at a certain time, or it actually tells you your ETE, then you can just plug that in there and then you get an idea of how long you've we've got anti-skid and nose wheel steering. Didn't like that, did it? Anybody ever flown from the UK to Italy? Right, I need to keep an eye here. There's Elka. And Elka is 12. So we've got 11 there. So with another 23 nautical miles, I need to be checking for our descent. Yeah, that's going to be fun, isn't it? It is. I think if I start moving this down, I don't think it's going to do anything, is it? Is it? It's going to stay at 37,000, right? Because I haven't told it to do anything yet. Yeah, it's blue, so that means it's armed and not ready. So we can bring this down because we know that we want to go to 4,000 feet when the time comes. But that's just, it's in blue, that means it's armed and ready to go. It shouldn't actually do anything. Now, I think I'm too far out yet to do anything else. Let's have a look at the the weather data. .1028 millibars. And what does it say here? 1028. That's not changed. So I don't know whether it's getting it from that last meta I requested or whether this is real time. But I will request it again between LCAP and Suvok. We'll get an updated meta. In the meantime, we can throw this paper away, and I'll get a new one. I'm curious now whether we can see Suvok. Okay. We take off the constraints just to declutter that a little. Okay, that's way out now. Let's bring this in. Yeah, you see now this is 120. So we don't need anything more than that really. What if I go to 80? Is 80 the outer circle? Oh, 40. Huh? Okay. Yeah, we do need to be in this top one then. Okay. It'll all work out in the end, guys, don't worry. We're there, and we need to be landing there. Where it says wrong, just about says wrong. There. Whether we'll see the Colosseum is another matter. Looks like we've got ourselves over the Alps, right? How it just goes from green to the Alps back to green. Makes me want to start looking up how were the Alps formed back in Earth's history. How did they get formed and what made? It's like it's almost like like the land just crushed together and up the mountains came. I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff to know anything. we are... Oh wow, we've got 164 nautical miles to go before reaching ELB. Yeah, we do. We're quite a way yet from El Capi, or El Cap. I say El Capi because I know somebody called Elka, so it's stuck in my head. Yes, El Capi, El Cap. So 162 nautical miles before we reach ELB, and 11 nautical miles. So we have 172 nautical miles before we reach El Capi. Oof. A little ways to go yet, guys. Wasn't really sure I was going to do the full flight, but hey, I may as well now. I don't know why the frame rates are so choppy. They're not usually like this. I know OBS plays a part in all of that, but I didn't think it was going to be that much. Let's have another look outside, see what's coming. Is this the sea? I think this is the sea. Italy's kind of over here somewhere. Spaghetti. Oh, if I was hungry getting off the plane, that's the first thing I would do. I'd just find an Italian restaurant and have some proper spaghetti bolognese or carbonara. The Alps are fold mountains. Fold. Right, but is that like... So is that like because the land on either side of it just kind of crunched together and then formed the Alps by making them crunch upwards, if that makes sense? And then you got like the Himalayas, of course, with Everest. I think pretty much the question is, how do mountains form? Yeah. Oh, I was right. That's pretty cool. Let's get back into the proper position. There we are. It's quite a thing. Imagine if you're invited into the cockpit to sit with the pilots. Never going to happen. But you might be looking at something like this, standing up. It's kind of what it would look like to be stood up in an Airbus. So as we're descending, once we drop under 6,000, we change the QNH pressure. Yeah, all good. So wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, okay, I'm getting confused with actual time here. So yeah, 16 minutes it's going to take to reach ELB. And then we'll see how many minutes it's going to take to reach Elka P. It'll tell us on here, and then yeah, from there we're good. We'll start plotting when we're going to descend. We're already into the 1400 hours phase, and if we're going to be arriving at 1443, well, that means we are, what, 35 minutes 35 minutes away from landing. I'm not nervous at all. The plane's going to do all the work. Do I auto land or do I land it myself? Bearing in mind, if I land myself, autopilot's going to be on until the very last moment, very last seconds really, until we're just almost touched down anyway. So I don't know whether you guys want to see an auto landing or me taking over in the last 10 seconds. About 15 minutes more to cover what is essentially going to be 115 nautical miles roughly. No, 118 still? 117. 117 nautical miles in 15 minutes. If you fancy quadrupling that, you'll know how many nautical miles we'll cover in an hour. 468, just in case you're wondering. Isn't it? Or is it 448? 117, double it, 234, double that, 468. Yeah, I was right. 468 nautical miles in an hour. And now we're down to 255 knots. The plane has slowed itself down. Is that because it knows what the traffic rules are? What's going on? It slowed itself down to 250 something, 252 from 290. I don't know why. Still in the cruise phase. Everything is looking okay. But it has started to slow down. And it doesn't want to go more than 260, 270, not even that. Normally I see this when I put like flaps on or something. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it must be some kind of rules, and it knows what to do. I'll just leave it alone. It'll take care of itself. Land. I can choose my land from here. Is Rome going to be on here yet? We're looking for Lurf. Lurf. Lots of Lurf. Look at this place, Campo Volo il Laghetto. Lick. Right. Rivanazzano. Rivanazzano. I like that. Sounds cool. Rivanazzano. I haven't seen Lurf coming up yet at all, but it definitely will. Avio Superficie, Avio Delta. Parma gets limp and lift. Lift, limp and lick. Minutes from Elb, which is our next waypoint after we passed Mogbo. Good old Mogbo. Wasn't he in the Jungle Book, Mogbo? I don't know. don't want to see on here yet is, well, yeah, actually maybe Subok, but I don't think Subok's coming up quite yet. Subok's a little bit further out. So the constraints, I should follow them, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go from yeah, I'm gonna start descending 104 nautical miles from Subok. It's not wholly proper in that I'm not going to be following the flight constraints that are listed here, but I'll save that for another time in the future when I start following proper flight procedures. EasyJet, and there's the flight number 267. Right, let's have another look how cold it is outside. What is the temperature outside? Ooh, that hasn't changed much actually. It's still actually really cold. Cloud cover. Are these your takeoff speeds or your landing speeds based on your flaps here? These look like, what are these landings? Or are these? So 230 knots of flap 1. Does that mean if you go to flaps full, it'll slow you down to 177 on that speed? I don't know. I don't know what this all means. In time I'll learn bits of it. It's easier to learn bits in small chunks than trying to learn everything in one go. But yeah, we will get there. I will get there in the end. Eventually. So I'm not bothered right now that this is all a big clutter. But I'm hopeful that I can sort it out. Just wish that this had a different display on there. Oh, there you go. Thank you. That's a little bit easier. Right, so there's Subok. So as soon as Subok gets to, well, this is 120, that's 180, so bang in the middle is going to be 100. So as soon as Subok gets to just on top of where see where BBEC is? Just above BBEC. So just above the center line here between these two dotted lines, just above the center. As soon as Subok reaches there, bearing in mind we've got a couple of little twists there, but as soon as it's that far away, actually 100 might be a good thing because we've got this little leg here to go across. I think this is Subok, right? Let's have a look through the flight plan here just to be double sure. Subok's at the end here, look. Okay, so that it's got to be when we're 104 nautical miles, including all of this. calculate the distance between Gopal and Suvok then. I don't know, I'm just guessing. This is all just guesswork. So there's Suvok. I tried this before. 5, 10, 15 to 426. And then 22. And then 27. 32, 47 at GPAP. 47 plus 21, 47, 57, 67, 68. And then 68, so 77 at Gopal. Oops, wrong way. 77, 87 plus 5 is 92. And Alka-P is 32. Or 92, so 8. Right, so once we are 8 nautical miles away from Biebeck, right, so as soon as it says Biebeck up here, and the range becomes 8 nautical miles, let's call it 10. As soon as it's 10 nautical miles away, that's when we start the descent. And we should be from 37,000, we go around here, up, across and down again, and by the time we get to Subok, we should be at 4,000. That's my rough calculations. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I'm going to do. 10 nautical miles away from Biebeck, so yeah, as soon as it shows up on there, that's it. So we've got to do ELB, and it'll go to Alka-P, and then as we come in, as we approach, it'll say Biebeck, and it'll count down the miles. When it hits 10, then we engage 4,000 altitude and start descending. And fingers crossed. That's my plan. That's my plan. Oh my god. Right. I probably, to be accurate, I probably should do it at 12 miles from Biebeck, because that will give us the 104. Well, let's do 12. Or should we do 15 miles from Biebeck, just to give ourselves a bit more? Yeah, 15. 15. Changed my mind. 15 miles away from Biebeck is when we start the descent to 4,000. Oh, enter destination data. Already. Okay. Now then, what do we do here again? Because I know we've got to go into the RadNav and change the ILS. Oh, it's done it. 108.1. That's the ILS frequency for Rome. What destination data does it want here? Activate approach phase. No, do not do that. Enter destination data. I used to know what to do here, and now I don't. I know you one of the things was putting in the ILS frequency of the destination. I've never filled these in before. I don't think I need to. Oh god. I actually don't know what to do there. Give me a sec, Gumbo. Just get this sorted, mate. I want to do another weather request. I don't need Gatwick. No, just that. destination data. Maybe I have to Google that quick. Okay, right, it's still 10:28, so that's fine, just the same as last time. Let's print it out anyway, but I'll remember that. Visibility still good, wind variable from 270 to 340, scattered clouds at 2,500 feet. Yeah, it's not too bad then, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know what destination data it wants. No I don't, no I don't. Just Googling, finding out. No, someone's saying that you just have to clear the message. Yeah. Oh, okay. It appears to remind you that the winds and QNH may have changed and you need to verify them. That's okay. So as long as we're happy with the weather data, then we're good. Then I can clear it. Okay, so now Beebeck. There it is, Beebeck. What did we say? 15 nautical miles away, and then we will begin the descent. And yeah, just pray, I suppose. Because when I get to 3,000 feet or something, I want to try capturing the glide slope and see if we can bring the girl in automatically. So we'll just keep an eye, make sure. So if she's going to do 30 nautical miles in 3.5 minutes, then it's going to take 1 minute 45 seconds to get down to where we need to be. So we just need to be ready for that and hope that the calculator on here is correct and I've done my maths correctly. Dumbo, okay, was way off, but I was 10 at the time. Grandpa, oh god, I wonder what that was. Marco R, thank you for freaking me out thinking it was the plane, and thank you for your subscription. Very kind, thank you very much, Marco. It was a twin beach C45H Expediter on floats. I think it was a 1970 fly out of a small port in North Michigan on Lake Michigan side into Ontario. I've not heard of that plane, but it may exist for flight sim. It may indeed. Alright guys, we are 5 nautical miles away from beginning descent. I hope this works. I haven't done it this way before. Normally I wait for the top of descent, which I think is usually a purple dot. 17. Oh god. Yeah. This is on the basis that the plane is going to be descending at 3 degrees. We'll find that out by looking at this. Because there's 10, so that's 5. Yeah, it needs to be doing at least 3 degrees. Okay, well, we need to be going down now. Flight level 190 there for some reason, but Maybe it's going via the constraints. Yeah, but yeah, Buyback is flight level 190. I don't think we're going to be getting to 190 by the time we get there. So are we descending quick enough? I think so. Just going to keep on going anyway. I mean, I could control the vertical speed here if I wanted to. Yep, so throttle at idle, of course, because we're going down, and we are going down at a rate of 600 feet per minute. I think I'd like to go a bit faster than that anyway. Let me put this in as a selected altitude, and that's going to take us down faster. So the runway is going to be over here, but I think, well, I hope we're descending quick enough. Coming down now, 2,200 feet per minute. So it'll take 16 minutes then to hit the ground. Kind of curious here, because we're way above the flight levels that we're supposed to be at in this airspace. Now what's it doing? Oh, it's because it's turning. Okay. Oh, come on, you need to descend. Come on, don't make me force you here, because I will. I may have to force the issue here. Does alter the angle of attack or descent when it's turning a corner, but still. As long as we're at 4,000 feet by the time we get to Subok here, but I don't know how many minutes away we are from Subok, but we need 30, so 26. Ouch. 2,000 feet a minute, 26, so 13. We need to be 13 minutes away from Subok. It's 14:31. No, what time is it? 14:32. Oh, you bugger. And Subok is 14:42. That's 10 minutes. Doesn't quite give us enough time. trying to get it to drop a lot faster without going over speed. So vertical speed 2,300 a minute, because there's the runway, and the only thing separating us between that is this loop. We've got to seriously drop here. Yeah, way too high. So if I'm dropping now at 23, let's go. At 24, so 2,400 feet a minute. And we have to lose 22,000. 22,000. Yeah, it's, yeah. Just under 10 minutes. It's going to be thereabouts. Okay, Freaky, take care, matey. You're quite welcome, and I hope to have a safe landing, otherwise all this will be for nothing. Back in 82, yeah. Well, don't forget, a lot of the Cessnas and stuff have been around since the 50s, and they're still flying. And it's nothing for someone to recreate that plane for the sim. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase a little bit more, push my luck, 2,500, because that means we're going to be dropping 10,000 feet in 4 minutes. And I need 8 minutes. So how far away is, what time is Subok? Subok is 14:42. Seven minutes. This is not going to make it. I am descending heavy here. Really coming down quick, but it's not going to be enough. I don't know what the maximum descent rate on this is. Speed is still okay. I'm going to have to push it more. Feet a minute. That's going to be my max. We need 16,000 feet now. This is just to pick up the localizer, and then yeah, I think that green triangle represents this diamond, and we are descending really quickly, basically floating it down, but it's all I can do to get this thing down in time. On here. Oh, okay, it's readjusted the curve. Thank you. That was a bit freaky deaky. Right, Subok says plus 4,000, so we have to be at 4,000 or above. We can't be below. And we are dropping. I think we're going to be okay though. We are We are currently going the fastest we've ever been in the flight. 300 and, what is it, 8? Yeah, we are really coming down quickly. Once I get under 10,000, I'm going to switch it back to managed mode and let it manage the rest. I think it's going to do it. Boy, oh boy, that was a miscalculation. Because what I hadn't factored in was the fact that when you tell it to start descending, it takes a little while to begin that phase, and then on top of that, as it takes corners, it wants to not descend so much. And then we have to pick up the glide slope as well, I think. And we can do that. It'll be a purple diamond, I think. Come down this side. We want it going across the bottom, but once we get this one lined up here, we should be able to pick up the glide slope and bring her in automatically. Come on, you just need to lose another 6,000 feet before Suvok, which means in 2 minutes. So Suvok is 1441. And it's currently 1440. We're going to be thereabouts. But I then need the plane to slow itself down. So once we hit under transition altitude, we need to go to 1028 here. I don't even want to look out the window. Can't see anything but clouds anyway. And we are going really fast. So now I've got the plane taking care of descent and throttle. But now I have to come down to 3,000. Frig. I really hate this bullshit where you can't click a button correctly. Okay, we've got the glide slope. You can see. Oops, that hasn't worked. Why not? We put that on. Yeah, we've got this one. There it is, it's picked it up at 108.1. This thing needs to come down faster. I don't know why it isn't doing that. It's not carrying out a category 3. This is BS, man. Nope.
2,500.
What am I doing wrong that I can't get both autopilots on? Ah, damn it.
2,500.
I haven't set the barometric pressure because I can't.
2,500. 2,500.
I can't make this landing, guys. Be all sorts of beeps because I have the flaps out at such a high speed and it does not like it. That's just too bad.
$1,000.
Plane on the floor there. Come on, silly
500.
plane. Move over. Okay, we're at the perfect altitude.
400. 300.
I'm trying to twist it onto the runway, but it certainly doesn't want to do that.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. Retard.
What do you call me?
Retard. Retard. Retard.
I didn't do the procedure at the bottom here with the spoilers and all that stuff. I didn't do that. Couldn't be bothered. I had too much on my mind. Well, that was a bit frightening, but welcome to Rome.
If you make ground, Rusty 26.
And yes, I should have contacted them before, but again, same excuse. I had too much going on.
Hotel Charlie Bravo November Delta Hotel Romeo Mike Tango. Taxiing to gate 711 using taxiway Delta Golf Delta Charlie Hotel Charlie Bravo.
Way too much too.
Hotel Romeo Mike
It was
Tango,
overwhelming.
2627.
This is what happens when you don't plan a flight properly. Which was the problem from the beginning, really. Difficult to know how many nautical miles away Suvok was when it's at the end of like a snake shape. But nevertheless, we're down. The plane wasn't, the autopilot wasn't descending quick enough, so I had to take over and just point the nose to the ground. And also, it was not going to do a Category 3 landing for some reason. I don't know why. couldn't get both autopilot switched on at the same time. Maybe that was the culprit. I don't think so. Nope, definitely not. I had the correct ILS frequencies, I had the glide slope lined up, and it just didn't want to do it. We are going a little quick here, but no matter. Everybody got home. It's quite a smooth landing, given all the things that went on. Imagine navigating all these taxiways without the arrow. I don't know how people do it. With the markings and the charts. I'm not there yet. Not at that point. There's a truck in the way, for goodness sake. Oh, it's come already. I told you to get here. Figure out where everything is. 3, 4, 5, 6. how the hell did I get all the way up to this position? And I didn't put my seatbelt sign on before we came into land. Like I care. I don't. With a perfect flight, I probably could have done all of that stuff. Come on, stupid sign, get out of the way. Goodness, it's really bad, this. Prepare for landing, that's what he would say now. Yeah, this, the thing that annoys me the most in this sim right now is the mouse, what I'm going to call mouse pointer calibration, and the fact that it's off by so much, and the further out you go, or the further up at an angle or down at an angle you go, the worse it gets. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. See, the bags are supposed to come down. I suppose that's maybe been done already because it's full. Okay, I need to dismiss them, don't I? Fuel truck over here. Right, me slats are still up. I don't know how to take them down. No idea. Because they're not the flaps, and they're not these. Okay, they're down. Let's put that. Right, that's it. So I guess just power everything off. Doesn't want to let me do it from this angle. Oh, that one. Should I have dismissed the jetway? Probably. She goes. There we are. Gatwick to Rome. Wasn't perfect, but to be fair, the beginning of the flight didn't go too well. I've done better flights where it's been a perfect landing. I've kept to all the altitudes. This one, not so much, but end of the day, we got to where we're supposed to be going, and we had a smooth landing, so I can't complain too much. Guys, thank you very much. That's going to end it. And yeah, I'm going to have a cup of tea now. White Organic by Clipper. If you're listening, Clipper, send me some tea. I've promoted you plenty of times. Right, there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got a couple of screenies here, just for the sake of possible screen thumbnail. Until then, hey Razor, you've been here the whole time? That's very nice, very cool of you. I think a few of you have, maybe. Yeah. Thank you, Gumbo. Yeah, I'll keep a lookout for that plane. Let me do it now, because otherwise I'm going to lose your text somewhere. So, MSFS and it's a twin Beech C-45. Okay, well they do a Beechcraft AT11, AT as in the letter A and the letter T, twin engine trainer to train bombardiers. Do a Beechcraft Model 18, but the actual Beechcraft, let's have a look. Twin Beech C-45. Is that the same as the Beechcraft? Yeah, there is one for Flight Simulator X. It's just called a Beech Expediter Mark III. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the exact same plane though, but you could fly as something similar, and you know, you could copy the route. You could do the route. Thanks for flying, Rusty Air. Yes, indeed, Joker Man. Oh, we got fuel truck. It did arrive. Hee. Because we do need some. Has he been? Has he done? Or does he not know where the fuel flap is? Oh, great. Just run the guy over. Yeah. Terminator style. Brilliant. And he survived. Alright, dudes and dudesses. Until next time, thank you for flying Rusty Air, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye for now. Laters.